Hello and welcome into this post-game edition of Mariners Minute as the Harwich Mariners fall by a score of 4-1 to the Chatham Anglers. I'm Austin Rooney alongside my broadcasting partner Thomas Inzarella. And Thomas, just starting off here with the pitching, Will Matheson only goes 2 innings in tonight's game. You'd have to think he's kept on a low pitch count because he probably will pitch later on into the postseason.
Yeah, no, he was on a pitch count tonight, and he pitched excellent in using those pitches wisely towards the first 2 innings. Pitched 2 innings of scoreless baseball, only 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 punch outs. Did run into a little bit of trouble, but again, it's the same Will Matheson we've seen this whole season. He's pitched outstanding for the Mariners, will continue to do so.
And John Kleins made his first appearance on Cape Cod tonight. He came in on relief for Will Matheson, and he goes 2 innings, 2 1/3 innings actually, and he ran into some trouble in the 3rd inning and then again in the 5th.
Yeah, no, we started things off when he first came in the game, recorded the first 2 guys down, including the first 2 hitters in the Anglers lineup. Very dangerous hitters in Blake Sable and Greg Jones, and then a little bit of a walk, couple base hits, damaged him up a little bit. But again, only the 1 run allowed in the 3rd inning. Could have been a lot worse because runner left over at second base was Torkelson after Bush doubled, and then just things started to maybe catch up to him a little bit, being here on the Cape. You got to attack hitters very early, and he was doing so at first, and I think he was still doing so towards the end of his outing. But I think, Anglers hitters just caught up with maybe his stuff. First time seeing him, didn't know what he had at first, and caught up with him in the end, and unfortunately gave up, all the runs this evening. But again, I think it was a pretty good first outing for him on the Cape.
And then the relief pitchers for Kleins come on, and it's Lasorsa and then it's Kirby, and you could not ask for anything more out of either of those 2 guys. They go 4 2/3 innings of work. They face a total of 14 hitters, and they retire all 14 hitters.
Yeah, no, they did an outstanding job from the bullpen. Lasorsa, we mentioned before, struggling as of late, came out, really did a nice job in Kirby. He's been Kirby basically the whole season. Both those guys struck out 7 to 14 combined. Struck out 7 to 14 guys that they faced, which is outstanding. That's unbelievable. Those guys, they both have swing and miss stuff. It's just a matter of they bring it every night, night in, night out, or not, and they brought it tonight, and that's for sure.
Well, the Harwich Mariners out-hit the Chatham Anglers tonight 7-6, but the runs never came for the Mariners. And, they got the 1 run with Danny Casal's home run, but aside from that, they couldn't drive anybody home.
Yeah, no, and to go back to Chatham, most of their hits came all back to back to back, and that's what Harwich couldn't do tonight. All 4 runs driven in were from the bats of the 3-spot hitter, Michael Bush, and number 4-spot hitter, Spencer Torkelson. So that's where the whole offense was manufactured. They did get a couple guys on, towards the bottom, top in the lineup. But the Harwich, they're just guys, each guy having, basically a base hit each, and they just couldn't string them all together to scratch across the run, which is unfortunate. There's some guys really swinging the bat well. Danny Casal is really coming hot as of red late. Logan Driscoll hit a deep fly ball toward right field in the 9th inning that almost just didn't get out. But guys are, they're starting to look better at the plate, starting to hit some balls, hard hit balls. Casal's went 2 for 4, but every single ball he hit was hard hit. So it's exciting to see how the Mariners will close out the season, next 2 games against Brewster, and how they'll carry it into the postseason.
You mentioned the postseason. The Harwich Mariners will take on these Chatham Anglers this weekend in the postseason, the first round of the playoffs in the Cape Cod Baseball League. But unfortunately for the Harwich Mariners, they're 0-6 versus these Chatham Anglers. How are they going to rebound in the playoffs? And they're going to have to get 2 out of 3 wins.
Well, it's almost a different animal you want to attack here, because the playoffs and the regular season, anything can happen. Playoffs, you can go out against somebody, beat 0-6 against them, and you can beat them any type of day. It's a new day. It's almost a new season, almost a fresh slate for maybe the Mariners. Maybe try to take the series against the Anglers. Now, this is an Anglers offense that's been very potent and dangerous this whole year. So that's one thing to watch out for. And the pitching can stay outstanding with DeVita going on Saturday night, opener in Chatham. Last time he was in Chatham, he did get bounced around a little bit at a night game there. So we'll see if he can try to bounce back and facing that lineup again, see what he has. He didn't have his best stuff really last time out. He was there. I was thinking towards one of his earlier starts in July. So he's been red hot as of late. Let's see if he can carry that and maybe propel the Mariners to a win.
So that'll do it for us here with Mariners Minute as the Harwich Mariners fall by a score of 4-1 to the Chatham Anglers. Tomorrow night, the Harwich Mariners will take on the Brewster Whitecaps at 4 p.m. It's an afternoon game because of the lights, and there are no lights over in Brewster. And the impending earlier sunsets, they have moved the game times up to an earlier 4 o'clock start time. So, from my broadcasting partner, Thomas Inzarella, I'm Austin Rooney saying so long from White House Field. We'll see you tomorrow in Brewster.